Hi guys, Ollie here with Bezla.com LLC, and in this video I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about sales data and why it's so important and how you can use it the most effectively. So sales data, the importance of it is often underestimated. It is really valuable, but so many times people look at their sales data and think, well, that's in the past, that's been and gone, and they only look to the future without thinking about their previous year's sales data. So I'm here to tell you that that's absolutely wrong, and you should look at that sales data because, like I say, it is really valuable. But I really appreciate that it's really easy for me to stand here and say, look at it, and that is a much more difficult task than it sounds. So to make it easier for you, I've broken it down into 4 simple steps of how to look at your sales data and use it the most effectively. So step 1 is to really just look at your sales data. I know that sounds really straightforward and simple, but it's a mistake that often people just don't look at their sales data before they dive into taking action. So step 1, look at those sales data, look at your reports. If you've had a report of sales produced from your sales managers, then just read that top to bottom and really get an idea for that year's worth of sales. That's really important because of step 2. So step 2 is to spot the trends in your sales data. And it's important to do step 1 because too many times people dive straight into step 2. They try and spot the trends and patterns in their sales data before they've read the whole thing through. So they don't look at those trends within the context of their wider sales data. So step 2, looking at those trends, should take you the most amount of time out of the 4 steps in this process. It should take about 50% of your time, purely because it can be time consuming to look at your sales data and identify trends from previous years, because that might involve looking at previous year's sales data in order to kind of determine what things have changed, because you want to be looking at what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, to enable you to spot those trends of changes. So once you've done those 2 steps, it's time to start taking action, and that is step number 3. So step 3 is to kind of take action based on this trends and these sales data that you have analysed. And it's really important that you back these decisions up with your sales data trends, because this enables you to make those evidence-based decisions. And we talk about evidence-based decisions a lot, but it's really important because these are the things that will help you stay ahead of the competition, because you're basing these decisions on the facts of your sales data and the data that you know. So make those decisions based on the sales data. That shouldn't take you too long, because my advice with that would be to use the people around you. So use your sales managers, use your team, and make that real group decision based on this data. And yeah, that's why it shouldn't take too long. And then finally, step 4 is to monitor the impact of the changes that you've made based on your sales data. So monitoring is really important because you need to be able to know if the changes you made have gone well or if they've not gone so well, and whether you need to reverse them. And step number 4 is quite a nice one because it kind of feeds back into step 1, which is to look at your data, because if you're monitoring the impact of your changes, you're also looking at your data, and that kind of links back the cycle, loops it all back, and that kind of starts that 4-step cycle all over again. So it kind of encourages you to keep going. It's a process that never really ends. But it is really important to keep an eye on those. So yeah, that's the 4-step sales data, how to use it effectively. Step number 1, look at your data. Step number 2, spot the trends. Step number 3, take action. And step number 4, monitor the impact. So I hope that helps you. If we at Bezla can be of any assistance to you, then please do get in contact with us. You can visit our website at bezla.com, or you can give us a phone on 888 999 8086. Thank you so much for watching.